Actually, thank you everyone for joining this meet. This is one of the meet sessions we are conducting under our Aranya 2.0, and the, today's session host will be Chatrapal. Chatrapal, can you take over and introduce our guest and tell about the Hyperloop little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this session, and I hope everyone is having a very good evening because after this, you'll be definitely having a very warm evening as well. So, beginning with the session, this is about our team, Hyperloop, our own IITM based team who have worked upon the Hyperloop transportation technology, and they have done a very solid and very solid work. They have got international recognition for this, and I hope everyone has already is already aware of Hyperloop to some extent. You might have heard about the SpaceX Hyperloop, which was very uh, successful, I would say, in terms of the uh, grabbing attention of the public and how it has been the research and development has been ongoing. This team Avishkar, they have been in the finale of the SpaceX Hyperloop pod competition of 2019. They have also been recognized with the most scalable pod design award at the European Hyperloop Week 2021. In the same event, European Hyperloop Week, in that year 2022 and 2023, they have been in the global top 5 in multiple categories. And here we have the whole team with us to share the experiences, share the project, and help us learn more about this tech and the process altogether. Over to you, Team Avishkar.
So is the screen visible to all of you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it's
Yes.
Yes, sir.
yeah, fine. Yeah. So good evening all. So first of all, we would like to thank you all for having us for this event. My name is Abhinan Shaji, and I'm a second year undergrad at IIT Madras. So Avishkar Hyperloop is a student-run team aimed at developing scalable Hyperloop technologies. So suppose say you want to travel from Chennai to Bangalore. It will take about 6 hours by train and about 1.5 hours by flight, right? So let me ask you a question. Can you guys guess how long will it take by Hyperloop?
20
So 1 or
minutes.
2 hours.
Well, to be precise, it's actually 28 minutes. So the Hyperloop is a proposed sustainable mode of passenger and freight transport that envisions high-speed travel in low-pressure tubes. Now, by operating in low-pressure environments, it minimizes air resistance and friction, allowing the pods to reach very high speeds, about 1,000 kilometers per hour. So the pods are designed to levitate in such a way that they use electromagnetic suspension, and the pod propels using linear induction motors. The Hyperloop mainly consists of three main components, which is the pod, the track, and the low pressure tube. So technically, the pod will levitate above the track, and all this will be happening inside the tube. So our current team consists of about 50 plus students from various departments, majorly consisting of second and third year students. We had the privilege to meet our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, at the Vande Bharat flagging off event at Chennai. The Indian Railways also backed us by sponsoring us, and the Minister of Railway, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav sir, visited our workspace and announced the support 400 tube facility. He has also signed MOU with us on behalf of the same. We'll be talking about this 400 meter tube facility later in detail. So coming to the competitions, Chhatrapal had already mentioned about the competitions that we participated. So I'll be repeating once again. So our first competition was the SpaceX Hyperloop competition, which was held on uh, 2017 in US. So we were the only Asian team to be in the top 10 finalists. We also had the chance to meet Elon Musk. I don't have to explain you guys who Elon Musk is, right? So he's one of the richest men in the world. Okay, then European Hyperloop Week (EHW) is an annual international competition where teams from all over the world present and demonstrate the pods and do researches on various categories. So in EHW 21, which was held in Spain, we won the most scalable design award. And in EHW 2022, which was held in Netherlands, we emerged top 5 electrical, traction, and complete pod categories. And recently, in EHW 23, we emerged in global tops in the socio-economic aspects of Hyperloop, top 5 in guidance, and top 6 in sense and control. Now, we have a 30-meter long track in the institute where we test our pod and you guys can see our pod running successfully here. So I would like to call Sagar to talk about our vision of the Hyperloop. Thank you.
I'm Rijuva. Hello everyone. Myself Sagar. I am a team member of Avishkar Hyperloop. So now we are going to talk about our vision. So before talking about, let me ask to a question, guys. What according to you could be the source of energy to power the Hyperloop? Just put your answer in the chat box, please. Just put in the chat box. There are a lot of questions and answers. Also, solar battery. Oh, okay. Okay. The right answer is solar. Moving on. Moving on, sustainable mobility. We are not just about going fast. We are all about being eco-friendly too. Aviskar Hyperloop is on a mission to create a way of getting around that's kind to be planet. We want to be the best when it comes to using energy wisely and leaving a small footprint. It's our way of helping make the earth a cleaner and healthier place for all of us. Yeah. Moving on, next, advancing transportation. This is our second vision. All right, gear up, thrill seekers. Avis Car Hyperloop is on a mission to revolutionize the way we move, and we are doing it with the coolest tech on the block. Imagine not just getting from A to B faster, but turning your journey into a scientific fiction adventure. We are not just raising the speed bar; we are changing the entire game, making safety, comfort, and reliability the new superheroes of transportation. Buckle up for a ride that's not just cutting edge, but a total game changer. Moving on, global collaboration. Okay, all right. Uh, Aviskar Hyperloop is breaking down walls too. And we are not just talking about physical ones. We are like the Tinder for international friendships. Swiping right on collaboration worldwide. We are bringing together the brain power of people from every corner of the globe. Let's face it. Why? Let's face it together. Transportation challenges are like a universal puzzle. So let's link arms, combine our superpowers, and make jet setting across the planet smoother, cooler, and better for everyone. Moving on, redefining connectivity. Now, in this section, we have got this big dream of changing how the whole world connects. Imagine, just imagine bringing cities and regions closer together, creating a world where people and ideas move around easily. It's like making a giant web where everyone is economies and makes sharing cultural as a bridge. Now moving on last but not the least, transforming the next slide is like transforming urban living. Picture this, just make a picture in your mind, a future where city life gets a major upgrade, all thanks to our hyperloop tech. We are talking shorter commute times, less traffic jams, and easy access to everything. Hyperloop sees our technology as a game changer for cities, making them way more livable, eco-friendly. It's like giving urban living a serious makeover. Now, I would like to invite my colleague, Mr. Sujan.
In the meantime, guys, please post your questions in the Q&A box and we'll answer it at the end.
Hello everyone, I'm Sujan from Infra Subsystem of Avishkar Team. I'm super excited to walk you through the infrastructure of Hyperloop. Before starting, can you guys estimate what infrastructure of Hyperloop takes the total budget of? What percent of budget does infrastructure involve? Come on guys, answer in the chat box. I get 15, 30, 40, 7 to 12, 70, 20. Yeah, let me reveal the answer. It's up. It takes up to the estimate of 80%. It's fascinating, right, to hear the percentage of 80. So come on, I'll take you through the journey of uh, infrastructure of Hyperloop. First thing is the vacuum tube, which maintains vacuum of about minus 100 kilopascal gauge pressure, reducing the air drag and helps in rapid transportation of the pod. Then comes inside it is a track which takes care of both levitation and propulsion of the pod. And we also provide for the stability of the Hyperloop tube, we provide civil structures, that is supports and pillars. And vacuum systems take care of sucking out the air from the tube and prevent leakage from the tube. You guys have a doubt like how do we guys make a scalable infrastructure, right? Let me explain the methodology we follow. We follow a meticulous methodology, creating models and simulating them using cutting-edge softwares like ANSYS, Fusion, and SolidWorks. When you get the desired results in simulations, we prepare test materials and perform live analysis as shown in the screen. This is destructive testing, which shows buckling of the steel tube. You can see uh, an astonishing results of error less than 3% and less than 5%, which the tests are conducted in the previous year. These are our desired results, like getting an error of the 5% is very good, right? Yeah. And down you can see the price estimate, which is given by big space companies like uh, SpaceX, Virgin Hyperloop, and etc., which sums up to around 16 lakhs. And I have a question for you. Like, can you guys estimate what Avishkar did the tube cost? Like, can you guys what Avishkar made the tube cost to? Uh, big Hyperloop companies said that it will take around 16 lakhs to make it, while as Avishkar, come on guys, answer. Uh, 5 lakh,
6 lakhs.
6 lakhs. You are near 8 lakh. Here it is. It's around 8.5 lakh. I guess few of you have come here, and this is our main work, reducing uh, from 16 lakh to 8.5 lakh. It's around 46% dip, and without compromising in any of the safety factors, we have made it to 8.5 lakh. Then here we present our goals for this year. First thing is our gating system and lane switching and vacuum systems, and 400-meter Hyperloop testing facility, which is in Tayur campus of IIT Madras, which is around 30 kilometers from IIT Madras. These are the construction site photos in Tayur campus, which we already laid off 40 meters track, as you can see here. And by the like, I'll reveal the next in the next slide. And you can also see the gating system here, right? Which is shown in the GAF here. This is a planned gating system, how it will work. And here, I'm very proud to announce to tell you that Student Run Hyperloop has achieved 2 patents and more 4 have been issued. Here on the screen, we show you. Here on the screen, we flex you 2 of them. The first thing is the first patent is for evacuated tube infrastructure for rapid transportation, and the other magnetic track system for levitating vehicles. And we have 4 more pending patents to come with us. Yeah, here it is. Avishkar, the student-run team, has achieved to make the world's first Hyperloop testing facility of mind-blowing 400-meter length and 6 millimeters thick tube at Tayur campus by this February. Great, right? And I'm very glad that I'm working in this team of. Uh, have a go through this QR code, guys, uh, to get to know more about Avishkar stuff. scan the QR code and just follow Avishkar.
Guys, do check out their websites and also the LinkedIn. And I don't think you would be disappointed at all.
We are extending our vision beyond creating scalable Hyperloop to conduct competitions and lift the skill set in India. So I call Arshia and Anurag to explain you about Global Hyperloop Competition, in short GHC.
Good evening, everyone. We are speaking on the behalf of GHC. I'm Anurag host. So, can anyone tell me what is the most special aspect of the global Hyperloop competition that is going to be conducted at IIT Madras in January 2025? Can anyone guess what the most special thing is?
Is there like a dedicated system place for the models to be tested in real time usage?
Exactly. So, IIT Madras has a 400-meter long Hyperloop tube. It is the first student-run, student-made vacuum-compatible Hyperloop tube in Asia, and this is what we are going to have in our competition. So, the Global Hyperloop competition is going to be conducted by IIT Madras in 2025, tentatively in January. It will feature, as I said, Asia's first ever vacuum compatible Hyperloop tube, which is being built in collaboration with Indian Railways, ArcelorMittal, and L&T Constructions. Hyperloop GHC is not just a competition, it is a platform, a stage where the best Hyperloop teams across the globe can come, meet, share their ideas, plans, and technologies in order to find common solutions to transportation problems across the world. We all know that we are having a high carbon footprint, there are limited seats available for journeys, it takes time to go from one place to another, and we really believe that Hyperloop is the solution for that. But we also feel that we need to encourage Hyperloop technology more in the country. So the idea of GHC was born on the back of Avishkar's success. The idea of starting an independent Hyperloop competition was initially proposed by our Honorable Minister of Railways, Sri Ashwini Vaishnav, in order to encourage the development of the technology in India. Thereafter, the idea went through intense discussions among professors, the director in the Railway Ministry, and at Avishkar. And finally, in August 2023, GHC was formed as an independent entity with Professor Satya Chakravarti as the common faculty advisor of both Avishkar and GHC. Our current head is Arpit Garg, a fourth year BTech student and a former member of Avishkar. However, we would certainly like to stress that GHC is an independent, unbiased entity. Currently, the team comprises of various BTech, MS, and PhD students across all years and branches. Now, building your own Hyperloop team, starting to build your own Hyperloop team can look extremely intimidating and challenging. And hence, GHC has decided to provide the teams with some of the basic materials so that they can start building their own teams and have a know-how how to build on the research. I would like Arsha to take over.
Good evening, everyone. I am Arshia Singh. I'm a part of the Global Hyperloop competition team. All right, so I'll be introducing you to the initiatives of the Global Hyperloop competition. The Hyperloop Way, as you can see, is the first GHC venture where we have collaborated with 5 of India's finest Hyperloop teams to bring to the audience an open, free-for-all lecture series on YouTube in the first week of February of 2024. The purpose of this lecture series is to familiarize the people with various aspects of the Hyperloop tech so that they have a template to start their own Hyperloop team, as mentioned by Anurag. The teams on board are Avishkar Hyperloop from IIT Madras, Loop MIT from Manipal Institute of Technology, Manipal, Nirman Hyperloop from Thakur College of Engineering, Vegapod Hyperloop from MIT WPU, and Infinity Hyperloop from IIT Delhi. Each of these teams will cover an essential aspect of Hyperloop tech and elaborate on how their pods or prototypes implement them. Moving on. Right. After the lecture series, we plan to release an open for all case study. In the last week of February, we expect students and teams to participate in this competition called the Hyperloop Effect to work on the given topic, which will encapsulate a diverse set of elements of the Hyperloop, right from its tech to ideating on implementation strategies in real life. The teams with the most original, innovative, and extensive solutions will be invited to the Global Hyperloop Conference, and we'll elaborate on this further. So, yes, they will be invited to the Global Hyperloop Conference, where they will get a chance to network with the dignitaries in the Hyperloop world and discover ways to advance their progress in the field. Also, as you can see, there is a massive prize pool of 75,000 allotted for the same. Our next venture is the GHC Online Club, which is an initiative by the team to inculcate a Hyperloop culture primarily within IIT Madras, and in the future we will expand to other colleges. It is essentially a WhatsApp channel on which we aim to engage the audience by releasing fun quizzes and seminars. We also wish to make it a platform where the audience get a strong hold of the Hyperloop technology, and this is done by giving them access to research papers and reading material. Through this, we give them a chance to write their own newsletters, articles, their perspective of what Hyperloop is, which will be published on our website and other social media handles. And they also get a chance to create their own case studies. So, I believe this activity can develop an affinity for extensive research culture in the field of Hyperloop. So, please do scan the QR code present here and join our WhatsApp channel.
So, the Global Hyperloop Conference is our flagship event for this year. It is a precursor to the final competition itself. Here, we will have judges, participants, sponsors, and organizers who can who have a platform to interact with each other and the rest of the world while unveiling the series of events which are planned to take place in the final competition. We expect an attendance of over 15 reputed academicians, over 10 extremely successful and notable Hyperloop teams from all around the world, along with eminent cabinet ministers and sponsors for the conference. This conference is going to give a wonderful opportunity to everyone present to interact with dignitaries and people who are normally out of the reach of the common man, really. And what we really aim to do is encourage people to go out and build their own Hyperloop teams. It is wonderful to see the enthusiasm on the chat box over here. And we would really like to promote every small team in this country, every small college in this country to start building their own teams and work on their technologies. So, mainly this was it about GHC. To cap it off, today I would like to say that Avishkar was represented by Sagar Gupta, Reddy Stujan, and Abhinan Shaji, all of them members of the Avishkar business team. GHC was represented by the strategy team members Anurag Ghosh and Arshia Singh. Please feel free to contact any of us for any information regarding GHC and Avishkar. Again, I would like to repeat, we are trying to encourage people to come out with their own ideas and solutions, start their own teams, and really grow the Hyperloop community in India. Uh,
Yeah.
and finally, I would like to thank you everyone for being present here and your wonderful enthusiasm. It's motivating for us as well to see that there are people who want to be present on this journey with us. Over the course of the next few years, several other events are scheduled to take place. Make sure to follow us on our social media channels LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Instagram, Threads, and the GHC WhatsApp channel. You can see the link tree QR code over here. Please scan this.
Do scan this QR code and join in, check this out, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed at all. Coming to the questions part, we should begin with the questions now. And the first question, which is here, how practical is the project? What feasibility analysis has the team done regarding this and the application of this technology?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
So currently the team is working on making Hyperloop pod prototypes. So year by year we are improving our on-pod technologies, and we hope to get some feasible and affordable to make a Hyperloop into a reality. So as Srujan said, other companies estimated the tube's price to be 12 lakhs. I guess 16 lakhs. But we managed to have a thin tube costing around 8 lakhs. So we are working on the process. And how many years it would take? I think it would take around 10 to 12 years for Hyperloop to be functional.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, but
So adding to that, so the entire concept of Hyperloop tech- technology is still in R&D phase, and we at Avishkar Hyperloop and GSC are aiming to make it a reality. And we successfully have tested our 30 meter of prototype, and we are aiming to have another test run with 400-meter tube, which mentioned in our lecture by end of this year. So yes,
that's quite
I,
interesting.
I think to the question, yes, it is feasible, but making it commercial, it will take another 10 to 15 years.
Rightly said, so Arpit, and I hope we all are aware that how much cost plays into how much technology is being adapted at the end of the day. So that is also a very big important part. Now, coming to the second question, this is a question we have had from at least three people, Chaitanya, Athi, and Virendra. It's about that the transportation modes are capable of exceeding about 1,000 kilometers per hour. And the problem is, would such extreme speeds significantly increase the risk of accidents for both passengers and nearby location? Also, the impact would be bigger and massive. This is the case. So, how is this tech dealing with that issue?
Yeah. So first of all, to answer that, I would like to emphasize of a point that we are making a separate infrastructure which will be vacuum compatible. So having a separate infrastructure gives an extra layer of safety to it. Plus, all these concerns that have been communicated, the team is being in a research phase on that. Currently, the in Avishkar Technologies, we have worked on the compatibility with the technologies. The human factor, uh, we are still researching on it, and in near future, we can surely say that it would be compatible. But yeah, for now, giving you the answer, uh, today we haven't checked with the human compatibility, but there is a dedicated vertical in Avishkar Hyperloop which aims for that.
Adding to this question, I had one question for myself. It's like we know bullet trains have a limitation as to their tracks cannot be more curved and they have to be straight. And since this is almost running at twice that the speed of bullet trains, does this have any similar limitations or any other limitations of sorts?
As I already presented in the slides, that we are also working on lane switching, which is nothing but turning of pod while moving. So we are currently working on lane switching that takes care of shifting. Like we have, we don't have the limitation that it should be straight curve, straight track. We have the we also like we are working on making the track curved. So we right now we are working on it. This year goal also consists of lane switching. I mean, hyper like turning the hyperloop like hyper pod.
You can put your question in the Q&A session, Q&A section, and we'll take it up, Mac.
Guys, make sure to put your questions in the chat box or in the question answer session. Okay, will not be
Yeah.
entertaining verbal questions by you all. Okay.
Okay, then moving on to the next question we have. Aditya asks, apart from the concepts of physics and mechanical, what are the electrical concepts used in the system? Since I am a BSES guy and I want to know in future what different systems within the loop I can contribute to. Also, adding to this question, some other people have also mentioned about ways to join uh, your team or even the Hyperloop, for instance. So, you've already mentioned about the WhatsApp group, but is there any other online resources which you think would be very good, and if you can recommend them, that also it would be very well.
Yeah. Coming up to the question, I will answer that part by part. First of all, about the electrical subsystem, there are a variety of technologies that Hyperloop have to take care of. The very first one is the linear induction motor, the propulsion by which the pod or the Hyperloop technology will run. So, um, for like giving you just a glimpse of what is a linear induction motor is, you can take a simple rotary motor where a stator and a rotor is there. You can cut it and you can cut it off and you can make it a straight motor kind of thing. There, the track will act like a rotor and our motor will act like a stator. So giving the propulsion to the pod. So this is one aspect of the electrical side. The another side is the another technology that we work on is the EMSs for levitation. So as the Hyperloop concept is levitating the pod in a track, so it also have a lot of work with the electromagnetic fields, and hence we use e- EMSs and H EMSs to levitate the pod. Coming up to the second part of your question about the online resources, you can go up to Avishkar Hyperloop website. My team can put it on the chat box, the Avishkar website, and we have various papers published. You can search and you can read it.
Rightly answered, Arpit. Coming on to the another question, we have Siddharth who has a doubt with boarding pressure. He asked during the boarding, the pressure in the tube will increase as the vacuum pressure will decrease. If we have to maintain it after every boarding station, there will be a huge loss of electric power. So, how are you dealing with this issue?
So suppose you are boarding from a terminal, you'll have some 100 meters of section which will be separated separated from the main tube. So you will be pressurizing the whole 100-meter section so that it's at 1 atmosphere. Now the passengers will board into the pod. This section will open and it will go through the vacuum tube. So that is the plan. It will reduce the energy loss through, I mean, to higher extent.
Fascinating indeed. So, there's this question which is quite popular and many have in their mind. How was it meeting Elon Musk, and how was the experience overall with him? Did you get to interact and all?
Actually, the team meeting Elon Musk was, I think it was 3, 4 years back. So we were not there in the team. But we have heard from them, it was really good. That's what we can say. They
Definitely, it
are
would have
they
to
are
be.
now graduated from IITM.
Rightly said. Um, Asking for some more questions if there are in chats. Sharmil asks how the G-force of the pod, the pod experiences works with the braking system. Like, is it what's the tech behind the braking system of this Hyperloop.
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Just he's asking what's the tech behind the braking system and like how it supports the G-force average person would be feeling inside the pod.
Got it, got it. So we are using two technologies for braking. The very first one is the DC induction braking, which is just done by using the linear induction motor only, where we will switch the polarity. Like the linear induction motor works on in a three-phase current. We can just do from ABC configuration to ACB configuration, which will give the de-acceleration to the pod. We also have emergency friction braking, which the name suggests will act in cases of emergency. And how uh, 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 how does that will work? Is that we have a pneumatic circuit connected to the actuators, and while in case of emergency, the actuators can give a force to the T beam uh, that, that is there in between the pod, giving a friction force to the pod, hence stopping it. I hope I made it clear. Or if you guys still have doubts, you can ask.
Yeah, that was very clear with the braking system. I hope his doubt is clear. Um, I suppose most of the questions are covered up. Okay, then. I think most of the questions are covered up and we'll be good to go with this. I hope everyone else's doubts are clear and most of the new things we have discussed, you are quite excited by it. I hope it fascinates you and maybe it also leads you to this journey of Hyperloop. Maybe you can also contribute to this project.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
for sure.
and also thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, it was a pleasure for us
Thanks for
actually.
coming.
Sure.
So, guys, also do keep in mind the event and online groups and sessions and the Hyperloop team is conducting to educate us all about this tech. And if you're quite interested, and if you do have any more possible projects you could come up with, do join the the competition that is being organized, and do check their channels out, do check their website, do get to know more about this. It is a quite interesting project and you would be very amazed about how this works. Now, Team Avishkar, it was a very pleasurable experience with you. We had it was quite informative and we thank you for attending and thank you for giving your time, your precious time, to educate us all about this. We are quite enlightened and we would be like to the whole ITM BS degree and our Pichavaram House would like to thank you all for being there to clear all our doubts. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
And with this, we'll be ending this session. I hope every one of you had a good time, and we'll be welcoming you all to our upcoming sessions about on the design thinking and time management, which will be held tomorrow and another day after tomorrow. Do check these out and join them. I'm sure you like these sessions, and you'll be very grateful with what we have done with the other few sessions too. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you, team, for arranging this session. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. I came from that pickaxe community, which hackathon conducted community for that, and it's really good to hear. And I know this amount of Hyperloop thing, and it's really new for me, and I'm going to work with that today.
Best wishes to you.
Sure,
I
do
knew
check their
this.
web.
Yes, I knew this would be we knew this would be a very interesting topic for you all. That's why we have put in the hard work to bring about this fascinating session with you, and I hope it benefits you. Thank you, Gokul.
Guys, do check their channels and do check our channels too.
And with this,
Thank you.
we'll end this meet now.
Thank
And
you,
have a
everyone.
good night, everyone.